So in this Blast from the Past episode, we're going to do a little bit easier way to get a 5 skull on the Nightmare mode for upstairs downstairs. Basically, it's going to trap these front doors, and in doing so, will pretty much prevent nearly everything from getting out. In our loadout, we've got the lightning ring and the ice amulet. We've got tar, flip burners. We got the grinders and the arrow walls along with the dummy. I threw in a couple of the trinkets, mainly just to use up slots. Realistically, this will complete with only those 5 traps alone. Trick is to set up these strong kill boxes right on top of the doors, and in doing so, after about the 3rd round, pretty much nothing can escape them. There's very little maintenance you have to do. I usually will throw down the thundercloud just to get some combos. And here we go. I've done this run a couple of times, and one of the things I found is that for whatever reason the crossbow on this map seems to have a lot of tracking trouble. So when trying to make headshots that are clearly lined up, the crossbow seems to consistently miss. Somehow I'm shooting over the shoulder of this orc, despite the fact that I've got the crossbow perfectly lined up. You'll get a knoll coming around the corner, but I still prefer to get this kill box set up before the other one. And quick headshot, and he's down. The sappers on this map, with those grinders in place, won't cause you a single problem. It's a pretty fast-paced map, already moving on to the 3rd wave, but with those burners in place, everything except for the fire ogres pretty much have no chance of getting through. I find this is the only wave except for the last one where anything does get through. Usually I find a single orc and the frost ogre manage to get up to the stairs. But a couple of quick headshots will make quick work of him. It's one of those maps where once you kind of key into how easy it is, it gives you a lot more coin than you really have any purpose for it. So usually about halfway through, I just start throwing up arrow walls on all the walls because there's really nothing else to do with the coin. You could use a guardian here. I prefer the decoys simply because if they do manage to kill the guardian, you're just throwing away coins, so it's more of an efficiency call than anything else. If you're a little bit more proactive than I have been, really work the crossbow, make sure you get ice and lightning on these guys. You can pretty consistently get 5, 6, 7 combos on them. So I'd take a quick little health refresh. It's weird, I find the crossbow gets more accurate the further away I am with it. And with the 2 full layers of the flip burners, an arrow wall across each tile at the top, and the 2 grinders, and basically the skill box is complete. From now until the final wave, I'm really just moving back and forth, just keeping an eye on things, making sure that truly nothing is escaping, and just looking for something to do with all this extra coin I'm racking up. I do have the lightning cloud set up for the freeze effect to slow them down, and the crossbow is set up to generate mana on headshots. The mana rage trinket for the extra mana really does make a big difference when trying to utilize any of the magical trinkets. With it, you can typically put up a cloud on each of the two entrances. And here we are on the final wave. This one will have a couple of trolls and ogres right at the very end of the wave. I would describe this as the only real active wave since the first three that you have to make sure you're on it and taking out these larger enemies. And that is the end. We got a perfect 5-skull victory, and if we take a look at our stats, you can see that we completed it well under the par time for this map. Combo level 7. There we go, upstairs, downstairs.